9.16.20 पितुकायेन सन्धाय शिर आदाय बर्हिषि सर्वदेवमयं देवम् आत्मानम् अयजन्मखै. Pituhu of his father Kayena with the body, Sandhya joining Shiraha the head, Adaya keeping Barhishi upon Kushagra, Sarva Deva Mayam, the all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of all demigods, Devam Lord Vasudev, Atmanam, who is present everywhere as the Super Soul, Ayajat, he worshipped, Makhai, by offering sacrifices. So Parashuram, in this section from 20th shloka to 27th shloka, Parashuram is going to revive Jamdagni and then he will retire himself. Okay. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Thereafter Parashuram joined his father's head to the dead body and placed the whole body and head upon kusha grass. By offering sacrifices, he began to worship Lord Vasudeva, who is the all-pervading super soul of all the demigods and of every living entity. So Parashuram started worshipping Vasudeva. He kept the head and the body together on kusha grass and then he started performing this sacrifice. Dadau prachim disham hotre brahmane dakshinam disham advaryave pratichim vai udagatre uttaram disham अन्येभ्यो अवान्तर दिशः कश्यपाय च मध्यतः आर्यावर्तम् उपदृष्ट्रे सदस्येभ्यस्ततः परम्. Dadau gave as a gift Prachim eastern, Disham direction Hotre unto the priest known as Hota, Brahmane unto the priest known as Brahma, Dakshinam southern, Disham direction Advarye unto the priest known as Advaryu, Pratichim the western side, Vai indeed Udgatre unto the priest known as Udgat, Uttaram northern Disham side, Anyebhya unto the others, Avantar Disa the different corners, northeast, southeast, northwest and southwest, Kashyapaya unto Kashyap Muni, Cha also Madhyataha the middle portion, Aryavartam the portion known as Aryavrat, Upadastre unto the Upadrashta the priest acting as overseer to hear and check the mantras, Sadasyebhyaha unto the Sadasyas the associate priest, Tataha Param whatever remained. Translation. After completing the sacrifice, Lord Parashuram gave the eastern direction to the Hota as a gift, the south to the Brahma, the west to the Advaryu, the north to the Udgata, and the four corners, northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest to the other priest. He gave the middle to Kashyap and the place known as Aryavrat to the Upadrishta. Whatever remained, he distributed among the Sadasyas, the associate priests. Okay, so Parashuram, he killed all the sons of Kartvir Arjuna and then he made Kshatriya, this earth, he rid of earth from Kshatriyas 21 times. And then he brought the head of his father and he kept with the dead body of his father upon on the kusha grass, and then he performed sacrifice and he pleased Lord Vasudeva and everything, because he killed all the Kshatriyas from the earth, so he was in that way he was the king. So actually what he did, he distributed all the property to different priests. Okay, purport. The tract of land in India between the Himalaya mountain and the Vindhya hill is called Aryavart. So from the Himalaya to Vindhyachal Parvat, that is like the UP area, Punjab, Haryana, this area is called Aryavrat. Okay, so because if you see Himalaya mountain and below the UP there is this Vindhyachal mountain. So between this area is called Aryavrat. This area Aryas used to live. Okay. So some people say that there is something called Aryan invasion theory that says that Aryans were not basically they were not from India, but they came from somewhere. So that is completely bogus philosophy, because our Vedic scriptures clearly gives information that Aryavart is this, and here the Aryas used to live. Okay, that is why the one name of India was Aryavrat. Okay. 23rd. ततश्चाव्यभृत स्नान विधूताशेष किल्बिषः सरस्वत्यां महानद्यां रजे व्यभिर इवाम सुमन. Tataha, thereafter cha also avabhrita snan, by bathing after finishing the sacrifice. Vidhuta cleans Ashesha, unlimited kilvisha, whose reactions of sinful activities. Saraswatyam, on the bank of the great river Saraswati. Mahanadyam, one of the biggest rivers in India. Reze, Lord Parashuram appeared. Vyabhabraha, cloudless, Iva Amshuman, like the sun. Thereafter, having completed the ritualistic sacrificial ceremonies, Lord Parashuram took the bath known as the Avabhrita Snan, standing on the bank of the great river Saraswati, cleared of all sins. So he was performing this yajna, and as the process of yajna, he gave all the land to different priests in donation, and then finally, after performing yajna, there is a bath which has to be taken. So he took the bath at the river bank of great river Saraswati. Lord Parashuram appeared like the sun in a clear cloudless sky. Okay. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.9, Yagyarthat karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhana. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work binds one to this material world. Any work which is done for the pleasure of Krishna, Vishnu, that is liberating. Otherwise, every work has a reaction, and in order to experience that reaction, or in order to get that result of that work, one has to come back to this material world again. So that is why it is said that any work which is not done for pleasure of Krishna, that work is creating bondage for Jivatma. Karma bandhana refers to the repeated acceptance of one material body after another. Karma bandhana means, and now we have this material body, after that we will get another material body, and again and again, like punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janini jatre shanam. Again and again, birth, death, that's what called karma bandhan. The whole problem of life is this repetition of birth and death. Therefore, one is advised to work to perform yajna meant for satisfying Lord Vishnu. Okay, the main problem is that again and again we are getting a new birth. So the solution is that after getting birth in human form, one has to perform all the work in order to satisfy Lord Vishnu. Although Lord Parashuram was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he had to account for sinful activities. So that's why in yesterday class also Prabhupada was saying that whether it is Parashuram or Jamdagni, whoever, if they perform sinful activities, they have to suffer. Okay, so even though Lord Parashuram was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he had to account for sinful activities. Anyone in this material world, however careful he may be, must commit some sinful activities, even though he does not want to. So that is the thing, that even a person don't want to perform sinful activities, still he will do. Somehow or other, some sinful activity will happen. Like if somebody is going in a car, at least some living entity will come under the tire and they will die. While walking, some will die. While cooking food, some living entity will die because of fire. Right? While cleaning, some will die. So like that, some knowingly and unknowingly, some sinful activities will happen for sure. So for example, one may trample many small ants and other insects while walking on the street and kill many living beings unknowingly. Therefore, the Vedic principle of Pancha Yajna, 5 kinds of recommended sacrifice is compulsory. In this age of Kali, however, there is a great concession given to the people in general. Okay, so Prabhupada is saying that anyway, somehow or other, people will perform some sinful activities, even though they don't want to do, but still some sinful activity will happen. So that's why Vedic principle says that Pancha Yajna, Panchopasana one has to do. But in Kali Yuga, great concession is given. What is that? Yajna Sankirtana Praye Yajanti hi Sumedsa. In Kali Yuga, it is said that the intelligent people will perform Yajna Sankirtan Yajna. So, Prabhupada is saying that we may worship Lord Chaitanya, the hidden incarnation of Krishna. Krishna Varnam Tija Krishna. Although he is Krishna himself, who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, still his Varn, his color is not black. He always chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he is Krishna himself. He always chants Hare Krishna and preaches Krishna consciousness everywhere. So one is recommended to worship this incarnation by chanting the Sankirtan Yajna. So that is why this Yuga, Kali Yuga, is the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga is Sankirtan Yajna. So who promoted Sankirtan Yajna? Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is why Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Yuga Dharma, because he is called Yuga Avatar because he only told the Yuga Dharma. So the performance of Sankirtan Yajna is a special concession for human society to save people from being affected by known or unknown sinful activities. Somehow or other, living entity will perform sinful activities, sometime knowingly, sometime unknowingly. Some sinful activities will happen. So what is the solution? Solution is that one should perform Sankirtan Yajna, one should perform chanting Hare Krishna. But that does not mean that one knowingly does that. Okay, I can perform any sinful activities because anyway I can chant Hare Krishna and this will be okay. No? So that is not the point here, because if somebody has such mentality that whatever sin I want to do, I can do it. Why? Because after that I will chant Hare Krishna. So all my sin will be nullified. So that kind of mentality is called one of the offense on the name of holy name. To perform sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Holy name is chanting Hare Krishna is so powerful. So I can do anything. So I will do all the sinful activities and after that I will chant Hare Krishna. So that kind of mentality is called offense. So that mentality should not be there. But if unknowingly some sinful activity happens, then chanting Hare Krishna is the solution. Okay, so that recommendation is given in the Vedas. We are surrounded by unlimited sins, and therefore it is compulsory that one take to Krishna consciousness and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the only way. So he, Parashuram, because of whom all sins were destroyed by the bath in the Saraswati river, the Saraswati obtained the power to purify persons of sin like the Ganga. So Saraswati river is also powerful, okay? Okay, so 24. Swadeham jamdagnistu labdhva samagyan lakshanam rishinam mandale sobhut saptamo ram pujitaha. Swadeham, his own body, Jamdagni, the great sage Jamdagni too, but labdhva, regaining samagya lakshanam, showing full symptoms of life, knowledge and remembrance. Rishi Nam, of the great Rishi Mandale, in the group of 7 stars. Saha, he, Jamdagni, Abhut, later became Saptama, the 7th, Rama Pujita, because of being worshipped by Lord Parashuram. So thus, Jamdagni being worshipped by Lord Parashuram was brought back to life with full remembrance. So Jamdagni also came back to life. So almost in Parashuram family, everybody went and died once and then came back, except Parashuram. And he became one of the 7 sages in the group of 7 stars. So Saptrishi Mandal, 7 stars if you see in the north direction. So Jamdagni is the one of the star there. Okay. So he became the 7th one there. Thus The seven stars revolving around the pole star at the zenith are called Saptrishi Mandal. So these seven stars, they revolve around the pole star. Actually, everything around revolve around the pole star. On these seven stars, which form the topmost part of our planetary system, reside seven sages: Kashyap, Atri, Vasisht, Vishwamitra, Gautam, Jamdagni, and Bharadwaj. These seven stars are seen every night, and they each make a complete orbit around the pole star within 24 hours. Okay, so in 24 hours, they complete one orbit. Along with these seven stars, all the other stars also orbit from east to west. The upper portion of the universe is called the north, and the lower portion is called the south. Even in our ordinary dealings, while studying a map, we regard the upper portion of the map as north. So what we perceive that this is north, this is east, that is not like the everything works. So that is our understanding of direction. But when we see whole universe, then upper direction is called north. Okay. So that's why Prabhupada is saying, like in our map also we put like upper side is north. Okay. So it is mentioned here that everything revolve in what direction? East to west. Okay. So east to west, like that we see. Na? So in that way, this is it's like now in universal structure, if you see, so upper side is north, so everything rotate like this. Okay, everything is rotating like this actually. Okay, like this, but for us it looks like this. Okay, so we can understand now. So sun is, we can see like this, going like this, but actually it is rotating like this actually. But because of the position of earth, it looks that it is rotating like this, but it is actually like this. Okay, so Jamdagni obtained his body with the symptom of remembrance. He remembered everything. He became the seventh sage in the constellation. The seven sages are Kashyap, Atri, Vasisht, Vishwamitra, Gautam, Jamdagni, and Bharadwaj. Okay. जामदग्न्योऽपि भगवान् रामा कमललोचनः आगमनीनि अंतरे राजन् वर्तिष्यति वै बृहत्. Jamdagnyah, the son of Jamdagni, api also Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Rama, Lord Parashuram, Kamal Lochana, whose eyes are like lotus petals, Agmini, coming, Antare, in the Manvanta, the time of one Manu, Rajam, O King Parikshit, Vartishyati, will propound, why indeed Brihat Vedic knowledge. My dear King Parikshit, in the next Manvantar, the lotus-eyed personality of Godhead, Lord Parashuram, the son of Jamdagni, will be a great propounder of Vedic knowledge. Okay, so Parashuram in the next Manvantar, he will become a great propounder of Vedic knowledge. In other words, he will be one of the seven sages. Parashuram will take that position in the next Manvantar. Every Manvantar, this position changes, so it's like that. Brihat means that he will become the foremost among the seven sages who distribute the Vedas. Aste adyapi mahendradrau nyasta dandaha prasantadhi upagiyamana charitaha siddha gandharva charanai. Aste is still existing adyapi, even now Mahendra Adrau, in the hilly country known as Mahendra. Nyast Danda, having given up the weapons of Kshatriya, the bow, arrows and axe. Prashanta, now fully satisfied as Brahmana. Dhi, in such intelligence. Upagiya Manah Charitaha, being worshipped and adored for his exalted character and activities. Siddha Gandharva Charanai, by such celestial persons as the inhabitants of Gandharva Loka, Siddha Loka and Charan Loka. Lord Parashuram still lives as an intelligent Brahman in the mountainous country known as Mahendra. Completely satisfied, having given up all the weapons of a Kshatriya, he is always worshipped, adored and offered prayers for his exalted character and activities by such celestial beings as the Siddhas, Charanas and Gandharvas. So Parashuram is still living in Mahendra mountain. Okay. एवं भृगुषु विश्वात्मा भगवान् हरिरीश्वरः अवतीर्य परं भारं भुवोहन् बहुशो नृपान्. Evam, in this way, Bhrigushu, in the dynasty of Bhrigu, Vishwatma, the son of the universe, the super soul, Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead, Harihi, the Lord, Ishvara, the supreme controller, Avatirya, appearing as an incarnation, Param, great, Bharam, the burden, Bhuva, of the world, Ahan, killed, Bahushaha, many times, Nirpan, O kings. In this way, the supreme soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, the Lord and the supreme controller, descended as an incarnation in the Bhrigu dynasty and released the universe from the burden of undesirable kings by killing them many times. 21 times he killed. Okay. So Lord Parashuram is actually, there is one further story about Lord Parashuram, that after killing all these Kshatriyas and all, he went Mahendra Parvat. In that way, if you see, it is in South India only. Okay, Mahendra Parvat is the one upon whom Hanumanji stood and jumped towards Lanka. So that is there only. Nowadays, that Mahendra Parvat is used by ISRO people. They have their big center. Okay, so that area is called now Kerala. So what happened? After killing Kshatriyas 21 times, whole earth was full of blood everywhere. So he was not having any good place to do meditation. So he went there down and he pushed the ocean little back. So some area he found. So that area is the Kerala area. So there some few Brahmins were doing nice service to him. They were helping him in meditation, like assisting him in worshipping the Lord. So these Brahmins are called Nambudaris. So these are still there in Kerala. They only do all the pujas in many temples. So he was so happy with these actually there were 7 families of Brahmins. So he was very happy. So he gave them a boon, that because in that area he only pushed water back. So in that area nobody was there, only these 7 families were. So he said, okay, now I am so happy by your service, so I am giving you this boon that you don't have to work anything. You just live here nicely. You don't have to work anything. Everything will come here. All the food, grains, whatever is necessary things, everything will come here by its own. You don't have to worry. So these people were very happy. And then Parashuram said, now see, I am going Himalaya. You be happy here. Don't worry. Everything will come. So they said, okay, everything will come. But what about if somebody, you have killed many Kshatriyas. Somebody comes here and in searching you, and they will take revenge from us. They will kill us. Some problem, some enemy will come. What we will do? So Parashuram said, okay, I will give you one mantra. So whenever you will chant that mantra, I will come to protect you. So he gave one mantra. So then he went. So these people were very happy. They were living nicely. So they don't have to perform anything. Okay. And everything was coming. So that is why even if you go and see today, Kerala is so green. Everything is there. All the costly spices and many things are growing there just like that. You know? Like pepper and all, cashew nuts. They are just on the ground. You will find so much. You know? So then what happened? This generations passed. Then after a few generations, some people thought they had some doubt on the Parashuram. They thought, what is the guarantee Lord Parashuram will come? Because if some moment some danger comes and we chant the mantra, and if he does not come, we will die only. So what to do? So they thought, okay, let us try whether he comes or not. So now they are going to try Lord Parashuram. They are having doubt. They don't know how dangerous he is. So they chanted the mantra. Lord Parashuram came there. He said, okay, who is disturbing you? What is the problem? Tell me, I will kill them immediately. They said, no, actually we were thinking that who knows the mantra will work or not. So we just tried the mantra. Parashuram became a little furious. He said, what? You are checking my power? Then he was so angry. He said, see, I will give you one curse now. So you do whatever job. how much ever effort you do, no matter, but you cannot get any food in this land. This land will become barren, everything will become dry, you will not get any food, nothing. You work so much, but nothing will come here. So then these people thought, my God, this is very bad now and very difficult. So then they were praying to Parashuram that please forgive us. So Lord Parashuram said, okay, now you have to do one puja every year. So you have to worship Lord Vishnu, and then Vishnu means me, you have to worship me in at least one day. That particular specific day, if you worship, I will credit all the items, food, grains, water, rain, everything for 1 year only. Okay. Next year again you have to do worship. So again I will credit it. So like that, they in Kerala they started doing that puja. So next year they will be happy. Then again they will do puja. Then 1 more year they will be happy. Like that. Okay. So then after that what happened? Parashuram was happy and he gave this thing. So that is why if you see today in Kerala, they are still celebrating this puja. And that festival is called Vishu. So once in a year, they will have Vishu. And in Vishu means it's actually Vishnu puja. So later on it became Vishnu say Vishu. So they are worshipping Krishna there. They will have a nice deity of Krishna and they will offer nice food item, everything to Krishna. That is called Vishu. So that is the puja which Lord Parashuram told them to do. So if they do that, next 1 year they will get everything. So that is the some further information, extra information I told you. Anyway, here in Bhagavatam, this till 27, this section is there. 28 to 37, the next section is about Vishwamitra, a new story, Vishwamitra. So that we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Granth Raj.